Hey guys, it's Tanya from TCB Cards. I have another color challenge card for you today. This is the card that we're going to be making, and the colors for this color challenge are Garden Green, that's this one, and we have Coastal Cabana, this one right here, Whisper White, and Melon Mambo. So those are the four colors for this color challenge. The lighting's not good. There we go. See a little better there. Last month, the color challenge that I did won me a stamp set. My team leader, Brandy, likes to put everybody who participated in the color challenge. She puts everybody's names into one of those name picker app things and draws a winner, and I won. Last month I won this Petal Palette stamp set, and this has been on my list for a while, so I was so happy and thankful that I won this set, and I was so excited to use it, so I went ahead and used it for February's card. So let's go ahead and get started on this card today. So we're going to start with our Garden Green. This is our base. Remember that all of the dimensions for this card, you can find them on my blog at tcbcards.com. Just going to fold this in half, get a good crease. And this is our card base. I have a Whisper White insert. I'm going to take, oh, this is a brand new glue, and I'm going to take a little bit of the liquid adhesive, which is my favorite. If you've watched me before, you know that. I just like to put a little bit in the corners, and we'll just put that right inside, line it up. That's what I like about the liquid. I can move it around and get it right where I want it, and once it's down, it's down. All right, I got a little bit on my finger there. All right, so our card base is ready. For the card front, I actually used shimmer white because I am going to be doing a little bit of watercoloring, just a little bit, not much. It's just right here on the bird. That's where the Coastal Cabana came into the card. So first of all, we're going to start with the leaf. And our Garden Green stamp pad. And if you notice on here, these are going random directions, but this one right here, I want to make sure that I stamp it this direction because this is the one that the bird is sitting on. So I don't want the bird to be all cockeyed and halfway upside down. So that's the first one I'm going to stamp. Make sure I get it inked up really well. And then just line it up right there, stamp down and up, perfect. And then I'm just going to ink it up and put it different places. One right there, turn it this way. And I'm going to get one right here. Make sure I have enough room for the bird. And then a couple more. And the ones at the bottom don't matter quite as much because it is going to be partly covered by the DSP. But let's scoot this up a little bit. But you do want to make sure that whatever's coming out from under the DSP, it doesn't look like you just cut it off. So fill it up really well. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and close that up. And I'm gonna grab my chamois and clean off my ink off of my stamp real well. And then we're ready to stamp the bird. And I'm using actually Archival Black. Stampin' Up! Does not sell that anymore, but Stays On is a good one to use because of watercoloring the bird. So Stays On is what you would want to use for this. All right, I want to make sure I get this lined up. The bird, probably get him to go right there. Straight down, straight up, perfect. And then while I have the black out, I'm going to go ahead, this to the side just for a second. I'm going to go ahead and stamp the words. This sentiment says, "Life is so much better with you in it." I just love that. I'm going to stamp it right there. Whoops. And I'm also going to go ahead and clean that off with my chamois. And the bird as well. So that shakes the camera a little bit. All right, so now this is ready to be punched out using this punch right here, the tailored, I believe it's the tailored punch. So we're going to turn the punch upside down so that we can see what we're doing. And this just barely fits, just perfect. So you want to make sure you got it lined up well. Once you have it where you think you want it, just hold it down a little bit so the paper doesn't move. And then when you think it's good, just punch it and you're ready to go. All right, so we will put this to the side, bring this back out. And the Melon Mambo is what we used for the flower. And I just put the flower random places. There was no rhyme or reason. So I'm just going to put one right here. Put one here. I think we'll put one right there. And let's put one right here. This one probably won't be able to be seen, but just in case. And that one probably won't be able to be seen either. I'll put one right here too. All right, I think that looks good. All right, we're done with our Melon Mambo. Going to clean off this stamp set, or this stamp. All right, now we're ready for some watercoloring. And what I did is I am using my Coastal Cabana ink pad. If you don't have the ink pad, but you have a re-inker, you can do this with a re-inker. You can just put a drop or two on top of this block. This is what I'm going to use. I don't need much ink for the bird because he's not a very big bird. And this is the only watercoloring we'll be doing. So what I'm going to do is just ink up that block, if you can see that. And then I'm going to take my aqua painter and make sure if you just squeeze it a little bit to get that water going, you can watch it come down through this barrel. You don't want to get too much water, but enough. If you think you have too much, just kind of dab it off over in the corner of your paper. And just get some color on there. And I like to kind of go over the whole bird. And then, I think there's too much water. And then I like to go back and do a little bit more shading. So I think the bottom, I want that to be a little bit darker. And I do feel like I have still too much water on my brush. All right, there we go. All right, I don't know if you guys can hear that rain, but it is raining pretty good outside and it's beating on my window. But that makes for a great day to craft when it's all messy and rainy outside. All right, I think I'm going to leave his head a little bit lighter and darken up that belly just a little bit more. And I am no artist by any means, so there's some of you out there that would definitely do a little bit better job than me with the watercoloring. But I think this aqua painter makes it so easy. All right, just make sure get your ink off when you're done, and I'm going to take the ink off of my block using my chamois as well. All right, now we are ready to, I got a little too much ink right there. There we go. All right, I am going to adhere this piece with dimensionals, but before I do that, I think I'm going to put the DSP on, which, oh, I've misplaced it. Oh, there it is on the floor. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that. All right, here's the DSP, and we're going to glue that right on there. And I've also realized that it did not get cut all the way down. So let me cut just a little strip off the side of that. And now it is perfect. Okay, I'm going to use my Tombow again. Just put a little bit of glue. And line that up. There we go. And I also have the Baker's Twine. This is the Garden Green and White. And I am going to tie a bow over here to the corner. And before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and get a glue dot. And I'm going to place my glue dot where I want my bow, which is probably about right there. And I'm going to go ahead and get that first little knot, not even a knot, but put that right on there. That holds my place so that I can make my bow without having to worry about that bottom piece coming undone. And then just straighten up the bow, make it how big or how small you would like it. And there we go. I may still adjust it. I'm going to go ahead and put this on, our sentiment. So let's put a couple in the corners, one in the middle. That should be good. Actually, you know what? I don't want this one in the middle because that Baker's Twine is right there. So I'm going to cut this one in half. Could have just used two, but I don't need a really big piece. I'll put one at the top and bottom of the sentiment. And go ahead and peel those backing off. I want to line that up. There we go. And adjust my bow a little bit more. And then I'll cut the ends off after we attach this. I'm also using the dimensionals to attach this to the card front. I like to pop up the card fronts a lot of times, so this is the best way to do it. I always like to put one in each corner and at least one in the middle. Sometimes I do a little bit more. You don't want your card front sagging when it gets to the person you're sending it to. You're going to line that up when it's where I want it. Go ahead and push those down. Trim off some of the baker's twine. And there we go. It's a pretty simple card. Not much to it. There's, just that little bit of watercoloring. I will say that this time I think I got a little bit too much water on my tip. So I probably should have tried to get more of that water off before I kept going. But it still turned out fine. This one you can see is a little bit darker. But they both look great. Well, I appreciate you guys joining me today, and if you do not have a demonstrator and you're interested in ordering Stampin' Up! Products from me, I would appreciate that, and I would be glad to get you a Stampin' Up! Catalog in the mail to you, so just please contact me and let me know, and I would be glad to do that. If you are watching me from my YouTube channel, please visit my blog. The link should be in the description, and you can see all the measurements and my blog post about this particular card. Thanks, and hope you all have a blessed day.